Yo, what is going on, guys? In this video, we are going to go over the main money mistakes you need to avoid in your teens. Now, who am I? Why would you want to take advice from me? Well, I'm a 24-year-old entrepreneur. I started with absolute zero, like for real zero, right? I've never had a job, never worked for anybody. Started from absolute scratch, and I've generated over $1.9 million online all by myself. And believe me, along the way, I have made a lot of mistakes, and hopefully, you can learn through some of these. The main thing with me is I put my money and my time in the wrong places, and I did things to the wrong amount. So, you're going to really be able to learn some experience here through years and hundreds of thousands of mistakes, right? So, let's just take a little throwback to 2017. I was broke. I know in this picture I'm flexing a few pink 50s, but before this, I was very broke, right? And this is when I first started making a little bit of money, and I was happy. You know, when you make that first little bit of money, that's what's going to change the game for you guys, especially when it's cash as well, right? If you make some money and you make a few moves and you see that money that you've made yourself in your hands, you're going to get addicted to the game, yeah? That is where it all starts. And if you've not had that yet, then I'm very excited for you. And hopefully you can see that with what I'm about to teach you. So I was broke, had no experience in anything, yeah? I was not really good particularly at anything. I never really had any specific talents. There was one thing that I always knew since I was a kid. I wanted to be rich, and that's about it, really. I didn't have any specific talents, but I knew I didn't want a job. I didn't want to work for anybody. I had a couple little jobs when I was a kid, but nothing serious. That's why I say when I haven't had a job, it's just nothing serious, right? But I didn't want a job. I started searching when I got out of college how to make money. I started asking people, how do I make money? Where do I go? What do I do? I had no idea, but I wanted the money, yeah? So I started on market stalls. I was selling eggs, actual eggs on a market stall, yeah? Real market trader in my blood. I was doing odd jobs. I bought a little van. I was picking up scrap metal. I was doing any little hustle you could think of to make money. Anything I was game for, I was doing anything, right? And then I got into Flip Life, which was buying and selling. Now, I'd always sold little bits, buying and selling little bits, always, right? But I never really had a consistent enough supply chain to be buying and selling and flipping on a large basis, or the transport to even get around, right? This is a big part of it. So when the Flip Life started, this is when the game changed for me, right? This is what my full business was built off of. I literally changed my life off this. But I started with one pair of shoes, yeah? This Air Max 97 SK Air. I liked these because I liked Skepta and they were a good shoe, yeah. I've still got a pair of these. But this was the first shoe that I bought and sold. I bought it, sold it the same day, and that's when I realised there's money in this. And that's where it all started. I quickly realised that the more stock that I bought, the more money that I made. Because I could buy it, flip it very quickly, and the more stuff that I had to sell, the more stuff I could sell. And because the stuff was selling, I had to buy more stuff. So what I needed to do is I needed to get more money, not to spend on myself, not to waste on this, but I needed more money to buy more stock so I could make even more money. This was my main point of focus. This was all I was concerned about in my life, right? So what I did was I combined Flip Life with working in person. So I was still doing the hustles, I was still on the markets, I was still doing odd bits. If there were a little bit of money opportunity I could make there, I would go do it. And I was everywhere, I was trying to make money. But that was when I couldn't flip stuff, right? So what I would have is, I would be flipping stuff on eBay, Depop, Instagram, and I would be doing this 24 hours a day because it's online, right? This was my first introduction to online money, and I didn't even know it at the time. But I was buying and selling like that. So I could swap my time throughout the day in physical working hours to hustle, and then I could list all the stuff on a night, and then I could make money while I sleep, and I could just ship it in these little pockets, right? And that's what I was doing. And I started making money, guys. Yeah, that's when you got little non-beardless Theo here with the 50s. I started making money. I was making cash, mate. I was flying around, dropping stuff off, buying stuff, selling stuff, going post office. It was great, right? And this is the thing. There's two ways that you can create more money, okay? You can either earn more or you can spend less, right? And I drove these to the absolute maximum. I knew this from an early age. I realised this, right? And what I thought was, well, the best possible action that I can do is drive both of these to the absolute maximum, right? So I was trying to drive my earning up and bring my spending down as much as I could, right? But this is where I went massively wrong. Yeah, this is the lesson in here I want you to learn. One of the lessons. I was too tight with my money. Okay. So I was just concerned with save, 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 save. Now, when it came to business expenses, I was all out. I would pay business expenses, right? I would spend £1,000 on stock without even thinking about it. But then I'd be in a corner shop, and if a drink was £2 instead of £1, I wouldn't even buy it. Now, this is a problem, yeah? This is being too obsessed, okay? Because this is a crazy concept. If you spend £1, it's not going to affect you, especially when you're spending £1,000 a day on other stuff anyway, right? So this is the thing that I took too much. I took it too far. I was obsessing myself with it. But I wanted to be rich badly. I really wanted it badly. I wanted it badly over everything else I wanted in life, right? And I was willing to do anything. I wanted to work around the clock, sacrifice it all. I wanted to save my money. But this is the issue with doing this, right? You're putting yourself in a situation where you have no positive feedback loop. Now, a positive feedback loop is you doing some work and then you getting rewarded for the work, right? Now, if you're an entrepreneur, you've got to go a long time without being rewarded, okay? But this restricted living style is not a long-term process, okay? Because if you essentially live 2-3 years restricted living without rewarding yourself in any form, then you're basically telling your mind that no matter how much work you do, it doesn't change, okay? And at this time, I was making good money. I was making enough money to buy some shit, go do some places, go do some things, right? I was making the money for that. But I was forcing myself to do hard work because I thought that that's what you had to do, right? But this was a mistake. I'm not saying you don't have to do this, okay? Just to be very, very, very clear, if you want to fast track your progress, saving more, earning more is what's going to help you, okay? And if you do these both, you're going to create that gap, that breathing room gap, and it's going to be a much better scenario for you. But in the beginning, you do have to do this, right? You have to work hard and you have to save a lot. And you not only have to save, don't just save and pile the money. Don't just save and let it sit in your pocket. Save and reinvest into the business. Save your time, reinvest it into a business. Now, you can go ham at this for 6 months, 12 months till it all starts making sense. You start making a little bit of money. But once you start making a little bit of money, you can relax a bit. You know, you can buy the things you want to buy. You can make yourself feel a bit better. Maybe you want to start wearing a little bit better clothes. Now, I'm not saying go crazy. I'm talking about in moderation. I was going crazy with it, yeah? I would go, and I was selling shorts, for example, right? And I used to pay £7.50 for these shorts, and I'd sell them at £40. Well, in my mind, and this is kind of true, by the way, in my mind, if I spent that £7.50 by keeping the item of clothing for myself, then really I was spending £40, right? Now, this is the type of mindset you need in the beginning. You need that sacrifice mindset. But when you're making money, you don't have to do this, guys. Like, come on, you don't have to do this. This is not a long-term plan. It's restrictive living, yeah? And money is energy, okay? You put out energy and you get energy in return. Yeah, when you're spending money and you're living and life is happening and energy force is going out of you, you are going to receive that back through reciprocation, okay? And that's the law that's the natural human tendency of you give something to somebody, they feel like they give it back, right? This being tight and saving all your money and not being happy with your life and dressing like shit, it's not good for you, yeah? But let me be very clear, yeah? I know I'm sort of saying two different things here, right? But you have to do it in the beginning. But just put a time limit on it. Just decide that when I'm earning X amount, that's when I'm going to stop. And that is the big key difference in this, yeah? So I was 80% right with this, okay? I turned £200 into hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of stock with this, right? This exact method is what I used to get it off the ground in a very short amount of time, really, as well. So this does work, but these are the tweaks that I would have made, what I've just explained to you. But how can you use this same system and make it even better for yourself? How can you use what I've used and improve even more from it? So without the negatives. Now, this brings me on to the first point, okay? One thing a teen should never be doing, and this is something that I never ever did, yeah, is buying designer clothing. It's such a waste of money, okay? And the only reason why you're doing this is to keep up with Instagram, keep up with the Joneses, maybe your friends, whatever. But listen, the ballers don't do this in the beginning, yeah? This is not for business owners, yeah? If you want to go spend all your money on designer clothes, cool, you can do it. But that's the employees. That's what the employees do, yeah? If you want to be a business owner and really make some money, you don't go around buying designer clothes at the gate, okay? Because that money needs to go to your business, right? I'm telling you from experience, the amount of money you've got to put into a business for it to start earning real cash is a lot, okay? All these costs all add up. If you're going out and spending designer clothes and buying stupid t-shirts, that is money that you could be making money from, right? So why would you go spend money that you can make money from? Okay, that's what you've got to think about. And plus, when you're a teenager, I know you feel like your life is super progressed and everything you're doing is super important. Guys, a teenager in designer doesn't look good. It looks like your mum's bought it for you, right? That's one thing you've got to understand. So just dress normal, be your age. Don't feel like you've got to keep up with YouTube and all this bullshit online, right? Because the guys who are sacrificing in the beginning are the guys who are going to get the fruit of the labor later on, right? This is called delayed gratification. It just shows that you don't have the sacrifice when you do this, right? That's a sign that you're not sacrificed. So don't be buying designer clothing, yeah? Get a business, start putting your money into the business. Number 2 is buying things that waste your time. Now, I call this a double negative, just like buying an Xbox. So it's a double negative because you're buying something that's wasting your time, right? So it's costing you money, and then you're also buying your time to be wasted, right? You're opening up to be happy with the fact that I'm able to waste all this time and I'm paying for the luxury, right? If you're buying Xboxes and playing games and buying games and online live chat, whatever, it's a waste of time and money. Now, when I was 13, maybe 14, 15, I was playing Xbox. I did it at school, yeah, but I'm talking about sort of late teens. Once you start wanting to make money, you've got to put some work in. You've got a lot of things to learn. Take that time and take that finance and put it towards your business, right? This is a double negative. Something costing you money and time you should never do, right? Now, some things are going to cost you money and time, but they're not a waste of money, right? So in this scenario, I'm talking about an Xbox. The reason why an Xbox is wasting money because it's not real life. It's supplementation, right? But if you go out for food with your friends, right, and that costs you money, that's not a waste of time because you're with your friends. This is what life's about, right? So I'm not saying that you should avoid everything that wastes your time and money, but stuff like an Xbox, where it's just entertainment purpose, kill it off, right? So this is not a big number 2. You don't want to be playing Xbox in these games, right? You need to grow up. Now, number 3 is not being willing to invest in yourself or being unwilling to invest in yourself. Now, guys, when you're a teen and you've got a little bit of money, maybe £1,000, $500 or dollars, whatever it is, right? You're going to think it's a lot of money at the time, okay? It's not a lot of money. And the best return on investment on that money you're going to get is investing in yourself. Now, whether that be a book or a course or a mentor or something like this, invest in yourself, guys, yeah? Get the information. That's the most invaluable thing. Now, you don't have to have money to do this, okay? When I'm talking about investment, you can either invest time or invest money, right? Invest your time and money. If you don't have any money, invest your time. Read the books. Get a book bought for you. Get on Audible, YouTube, social media. Get on these things, right? Know what to look for. Start getting involved. Start learning. Invest in yourself. Invest your time. Invest your money. If you're unwilling to spend money on yourself for self-development, right, then you're just killing your progress. Okay, if you think everything's a scam, everything is not a scam. There are scams and you will fall for them, but that's fine, right? The money will come back, but you have to invest in yourself. And the reason why this is so important, right, this is something that I didn't do, okay? I had a big ego when I was starting out, and I was like, I'm going to do everything myself. I'm going to learn everything myself. Like, guys, you are slowing down your progress. If you've started a business and you've seen a little bit of money, invest in yourself. The number one asset you have as a teenager is your time, okay? So you can speed up that time by investing in yourself, right? If there's one thing that I wish I did way back when was start investing in myself, start investing in my knowledge. This is how the guys are getting super successful, right? So constantly reinvest in yourself. You are the biggest asset. Time is your biggest asset. you don't have to stop living in your teens to be successful. I personally thought that I wasn't able to go out with friends, do this, do that, right? Don't put your lifestyle on pause. Just set goals for each day. And then once you've done those goals, you can then say to yourself, right, I'm going to go out and do something afterwards. Yeah, that's fine. You're allowed to do that. Don't let this internet bullshit, you've got to hustle, you're running out of time. Don't let that waste away your teens, yeah? You do have to work hard, but you can still work hard and live your life, yeah? Just make sure you've done the work and then move on, right? Still enjoy your life, still enjoy holidays, still go out with friends, and you can still be successful as a teenager. You're very young, you've got a lot of time to execute, yeah? You have got so much time. Now, I'm not saying you've got so much time to start wasting it, but I'm saying you've got so much time, don't think you have to rush it into one bit, right? Just make sure your daily actions align with your goals, okay? Right, just to wrap this up, these are the principles that you should follow. Save to reinvest, and that includes your money and time. 2, don't waste your money on designer items or luxury items or things that are just too expensive. 3, never buy something that wastes your time, like an Xbox, games, PlayStation, whatever. 4, utilize your biggest asset, which is time, okay? And the way that you take advantage of time is by daily action and following principles on a daily basis. Guys, if you follow those, you're going to learn from my 7 years of experience, a lot of time wasted, a lot of mistakes made. I wish I stumbled across a video like this back when I was a teenager. If you are a teen right now watching this video, you're so ahead of me. You're so ahead of a lot of people, man. Just, you've got to take these things into consideration. You've got to put some action in. And if you do, you're going to see some success. So if you like this video, subscribe down below. We're making money.